that might have some effect. But it is going to be Krasilnikov who gets this one underway. Every point is going to be greeted with the biggest cheer. For Austria, at least.
Yesterday, when the Austrians played, Clemens Doppler was targeted. That may be the case here. Austria striking first with his opportunity.
And with the second. From a Russian perspective, of course, Dave, they need to keep this crowd quiet. They need to get their nose in front and try and keep their nose in front for long periods of time, because if Austria get in front, this crowd are just crazy.
You're absolutely right. The crowd, I think, is worth a few points each set to lift these Austrians to another level. For Austria, the key is going to be their side-out game. For the Russians, it's all about blocking and converting on defense.
Well, 3 points to open up this semi-final.
Like I said, this could be the day. The Austrians must stay consistent, though. You mentioned it. Could the age be a factor? That excruciating long match that Austria had yesterday, how much did that take out of them? And we'll constantly monitor Clemens Doppler. He's getting most of the action.
Russia on the scoreboard, and there you see the reaction when Russia win a point. You can almost hear a pin drop, and that's what they need to do, the Russians, in order to give themselves a chance in this one. The rain just let up a little bit. It was really pouring very hard in the first semi-final. Doppler unleashes across court. Makes it 4-1.
Clemens Doppler, he's a fighter. He battles. He's gone through multiple knee surgeries and injuries throughout his career, always fighting to come back to top form.
Off the block of Doppler, who has his hands up to acknowledge the fact he touched it.
Yesterday, when the United States played this Russian team, they served Krasilnikov. They stayed away from Liamin. It'll be interesting the approach that the Austrians take.
Doppler finds the cute cross court to make it 5-2, and it is the perfect start for Austria.
And despite the rain, not a seat in the house here. 10 to 12,000, and it has been at capacity every time Doppler and Horst step on that court. Seen a lot of balls going to Liamin, and it's really interesting to watch which strategy Austria goes with. Liamin, many times too feared because of his height and his power. A lot of teams opting to go to Krasilnikov, but Austria trying to work a certain strategy.
Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it.
All week long, that shot has been going in for Alexander Horst. Just missed by a couple inches.
So it's with Liamin. He'll serve and then make his way to the net. Doppler has brought his A game, it would seem, to the start of this match.
Clemens Doppler, you know, a player in the twilight of his career. It's nice that he's going to control his own destiny, because the Russians have decided that he is the target. They're going to go to him, so it's a challenge. If he steps up and makes it happen, he has full control of taking his team to the final.
Krasilnikov now the recipient, and he misses. Perhaps a few nerves on both sides. We saw Horst missed a spike he would normally get, and there Krasilnikov the same thing.
Nice spread block by Clemens Doppler, coming together very late, trying to take as much area as possible and intimidate Krasilnikov.
That one is long too. It's going to be a challenge here.
Krasilnikov ripping that ball with his left hand. I've seen him use both arms at times. Very skilled.
Horst is saying that it was out by an inch or two, a couple of centimeters. Now, challenge, ball in or out.
Yeah, I believe it was long, but remember, each team gets 2 challenges. If you're unsuccessful, you lose those challenges, but if you're successful, you retain them. So why not give it a shot? And with our game cameras, that ball is out of bounds. They'll take a look at the Hawkeye system just to confirm. Hawkeye, 200 frames per second, will not miss this. The challenge, whether that ball was in or out, it was called out, and I believe the referees will confirm once they see Davide Crescentini of Italy waiting patiently, the first referee. But I think this one is a simple decision.
Doppler was right. In fact, it was probably a bit more than an inch or so. So, 8-4, Austria lead. Doppler to Krasilnikov. It was right down the middle. Krasilnikov took it. Doppler with the block, but it's going to land out.
Clemens Doppler has to work extra hard. Full-time blocker, 36 years of age. He's got to serve and run to the net, so he will probably have the most jumps of any of the players throughout this match.
Krasilnikov to serve. Cast your mind back a year ago. He made it to the Final Four of the Olympics. Ended up finishing 4th. He'll be desperate to avoid that position here. And he did that with his then partner, Konstantin Semenov. Lost to the Italian pair, who eventually finished 2nd. Already Doppler has more jumps than Liamin, as you alluded to.
So fascinating. Technology taken over here at the World Championships. The real-time body sensors in the back of the jerseys of all 4 players, calculating jumps and total movement for a total kcal expenditure. Yesterday, those kcals up over 850 for the Austrians, who played in a match that was over an hour and 20 minutes long. Just incredible.
It was an amazing match. That first set, 33-31, there were 15 set points in that first set, 8 of them for Austria, and they ended up losing it. But they dug deep along with the crowd, and they battled back as Doppler makes another block, but the Russians react quickest.
Those are plays that can be a turning point. This should have been a stuff block, but it's nullified. Krasilnikov is there, and then Liamin goes over. Krasilnikov knows exactly how important that is, trying to get the crowd involved, but a play like that can really swing momentum.
Yeah, nice work from Doppler once again.
So much experience, so much chemistry between Clemens Doppler and Alexander Horst, playing since 2012. This being their 50th FIVB Beach Volleyball event together.
Horst can't deal with the power.
That ball caught him a little bit high. It's dangerous in the impact zone. That ball can be coming 50+ miles an hour at times. Fastest serve we have ever seen, 114 kilometers per hour. And there's a tough serve right down the middle of the court. Ends up being an ace for Krasilnikov. So 1 by 1, the Russians are chipping away at this initial lead by Austria. And now it's just a 1-point contest. Right down the middle, the most vulnerable spot we've seen in these World Championships. So hard to communicate when the ball coming that quick right down the middle of the court.
Krasilnikov does it the same again, and it's 10-all. 2 aces on the bounce by the Russian. And Doppler and Horst just have a little chat to each other. Final point before the technical timeout.
Yeah, in a position like this, cross-court player, which is Alexander Horst, it's his priority to call and to take that middle ball.
Serve right at Horst, and this is a change of tactic. And Horst equal to it. And Austria, who at one stage led 10-6, go to the technical timeout, leading 11-10.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Giving away bunches of points right there. The Russians groveling, scrapping, and getting themselves to within 1 point. And right now, you got to think after those couple of aces that it is the Russian team that has stole the momentum.
Well, maybe this technical timeout comes at the right time for the Austrians. It's conjecture, of course. We'll wait and see what happens. But they're in front. Doppler maybe doing a cold, asking for some more tissues. It's been so warm here for the past 9 days. Temperatures over 30 every day, and today, well, when you just know it, the biggest day of the tournament, or the second up there, along with the women's final yesterday. It's cloudy and raining. So, here we go then. Horst will get us back underway. 11-10. Horst gets a hand to it, but can't keep it in, and they're back on level terms here, Russia, for the first time since the start of the match.
What was that? 10-6 was the lead for Austria. Now we're tied at 11. So a 5-1 run.
Nice from Doppler.
That's how you do it. Take a deep breath. Be calm. Try to slow things down when things can really start to move quickly. And control it to the court. Beautiful roll shot right there. So important to vary the speeds. This Russian duo so good at reading on defense.
Doppler gets a hand to it, but Horst had already committed and couldn't get across.
Well, Doppler and Liamin had a little bit of contact under the net right there. You never want to see that happen, but you see the sportsmanship after they shook hands, making sure that each other are okay. That's Liamin breaking out the nice finesse shot.
Horst as well to keep it alive. Now can he finish the set? He's desperately close to the net, and he loses the joust, and Russia are in front for the first time.
That's exactly what I'm talking about on defense. You got an example of how effective Russia can be. The dig by Krasilnikov, pulls it out of his pocket like it's nothing. This thing's blasted right at him. Sticks that arm out, comes over the net. There's the backcourt defense. How about a little front court at the net? Liamin smothering Alexander Horst and throwing that ball straight to the sand. Russia starting to feel it.
Liamin almost no reaction at all. Third best blocker in the tournament. Well, it's a problem that Doppler and Horst need to sort out. Better set.
Alexander Horst coming in from the right side against Liamin. Over the block, decides to not challenge after what happened on that last play. That block can get in the head of a hitter and make you really do some interesting things.
Now, can Horst roll it? No, he can't. Liamin is there with the block. Now Doppler's turn. Krasilnikov gets his hand to the ball. Liamin keeps it alive. It's into the net. And Austria get away with that one.
Well, they earned it right there by persisting. A beautiful dig to start that rally by Alexander Horst. And Liamin trying to get that long and lanky frame down to the sand quickly. I think Krasilnikov just tried to go for a winner there instead of trying to get it in and reset the defense. And that's the way he's been playing. He rolls the dice, and sometimes that ball trickle over the net.
Oh, that's lovely from Liamin. Shaped to go full power and then just slowed the arm down and cut it.
Well, it's a smart play because I think that he didn't get there in time. So if he tries to rip that, he might hit it out of bounds. He has that wherewithal to know the court very well, downshift, and then hit it into that corner. Really nice roll shot. We've seen so many poke shots. This is a nice open roll shot. Look at the top spin on the contact. When you get that kind of spin, you generate that over the top spin, the ball will get to the sand a little bit quicker. Beautiful shot by Alexander Horst.
Doppler goes to Liamin. Liamin just unleashes cross court. The Russians have just dropped the one set in the tournament. That was against their compatriots Oleg Stoyanovsky and Artem Yazutkin in the first round of the knockout stage. They lost it to 16-21, but obviously went on to win the next two sets. But that's their only three-setter, and you look at the Austrians, they've had 4 three-setters in their last 5 matches. Add that to the 1 hour 20 minutes yesterday, and that's a lot of volleyball.
They've played definitely for a much longer time on the court, and being the older duo, the big question is, can they keep up the energy level? And so far, it's an astounding yes as the Russians hit that ball out of bounds. Clemens Doppler strong at the net in the joust, and then maybe a little intimidation. Liamin trying to go way too far around, and that ball not even close to being inbounds.
Well, timeout's been called. As we see the landing. Touching each other there. That says going to the final. That could be a little presumptuous. I hope that doesn't come back to bite them.
Well, I think this crowd is trying to do whatever they can. And since the opening whistle, the crowd is kind of, you can tell, a little nervous. They got a little cushion early, and now that this match has tightened up, they would love to see their hometown heroes win this first set, and maybe they could relax a little. This has to be extremely stressful.
Yeah,
both
Doppler and Horst live in Vienna. It's funny, I was sitting in the crowd watching their quarterfinal yesterday, and that first set when there were those 15 set points. Oh, there's Jakob Poeltl, the NBA player. He's back for his second visit. Yeah, they were living every point. They couldn't believe it when they gave up those 8 set points. They were sort of gasping. They were looking to the sky every time they gave up a set point. They've got an advantage here, though, have the Austrian pair. Liamin gets it back to 1 point. And he looks very unflustered, doesn't he, Liamin?
That's the thing with these Russians. They don't give you a lot of emotion. They just go about their business of trying to let their actions speak.
The rain has almost stopped here on the Red Bull Centre Court Arena. Nice from Doppler, who's done the lion's share of the work in this first set for Austria in terms of attacking.
He's getting just about every serve, and right here he puts it just out of reach of Liamin. Liamin tries to land and explode, but he cannot get a hand on it, showing you how precise Clemens Doppler is with that smooth shot.
Well read by Horst. Now, big point coming up, but Liamin just gets so big and over the net because the set was too close.
I'm surprised with the set being so close that Clemens Doppler's not ready to cover. He just watches this one and maybe a little out of position. But this could be a routine cover if you are expecting it, which you should be when that set is close to the net. Point, nonetheless, goes to Russia.
So, Krasilnikov serving at 17-18. It's a big net call, but it's well dealt with by Doppler. It goes cross-court. Krasilnikov can't control it. And it's 19-17 Austria.
Nice rip. And Krasilnikov, honestly, one of the best defenders I have ever seen. His quickness, that time he just gets locked into position and it doesn't happen.
Well, Doppler, you can see there, he's being targeted an awful lot. And most of the time, he responds to the challenge. Now, Horst with the serve, goes to Liamin. Krasilnikov with the set. Liamin unleashes, Horst gets there but can't control it. And now it's a huge point for both teams. Should Austria side out, they will have 2 set points. Here is a massive opportunity for Austria. Can they grasp it? Liamin with the serve, he goes to Doppler. Horst with the set, Doppler with the roll shot, Liamin gets that. A chance to level it up, Liamin unleashes, Horst gets there, can't control it, and they don't side out, and Russia level it up.
Wow, talk about an opportunity right there for Austria to keep that 2-point edge. An unfortunate roll for Austria as Russia makes a play exactly when they needed it.
But still a chance to apply scoreboard pressure by siding out and getting in front and getting a set point, but rather than 2, it will be 1. Horst with the set, Doppler rolls, and again, Krasilnikov gets there, hands in mouth, and the crowd in front of us. Horst defends well, Doppler with the set, Horst has got to make this, he goes for the line, Krasilnikov full length dive, can't get there. And Austria do get their set point, but my word, Russia made them work hard for it.
And Krasilnikov still on the ground. He made some amazing moves. There's a great dip by Horst. He rolls it down the line. Look at Krasilnikov come into frame, sacrifice his body. Let's hope that he didn't hurt that shoulder. And wow, what a rally. And very fortunate for the Austrians to get the edge.
We've got a couple in front of us. Every time Russia get a dig out, the girl's hand goes to her mouth. She gets so nervous, and that she is just showing what everybody else in the stadium is feeling that is supporting Austria. The serve is long, the set point is given up. Are we going to have a first set like yesterday?
Yeah, every fan in here is on the edge of their seat. Actually, the 10,000 seem to be standing here trying to lift Doppler and Horst over the top.
Krasilnikov goes to Doppler. Doppler, can he find the kill? He can. Cross court, it was very close to the line, but it doesn't matter. It's inside the line. Second set point. Can they make the Russians play? The first set point was a service error, but that's a good kill from Doppler.
Yesterday, Austria had many set points and they missed serve. They have to keep this ball in.
Oh, they've won it! The service ace couldn't come at a better time for Austria, and they take the first set, 22-20, advantage Austria. Oh, that was perfectly timed from Alexander Horst. He had to get it in play, like you said. It was better than that day. It was a clean winner.
They learned from yesterday. All those set points, they let go. Now they take advantage early on. And the rip down the middle of the court. Alexander Horst and Clemens Doppler hang on to a huge assault by the Russians, trying to turn the tables on a set that Austria had to win. This will put Austria in a position where they can play with a little more comfort in the second set.
High fives all round in the crowd. As we look down from the Millennium Tower, confirmation that Austria win it the second time of asking, 22-20.
Take a look at the match statistics so far. 2 blocks for Krasilnikov and Liamin. No blocks yet for Doppler. 2-1 in aces for Russia, but that one ace was what did it by Alexander Horst. The most important point, sealing the victory in set number 1.
And let's not forget they were, what, 10-6 up Austria. They got pegged back. They then pushed again. They were 19-18 up, looking to side out for 2-set point. So they've had a couple of really serious questions asked of them, and they've responded well. There's the distance and calories run by the players, and all very similar. Can't quite see Krasilnikov's distance. But all of them just under a kilometre or 1,000 metres. Well, service error to start the second set, but Horst will be happy that he's found his ace at the end of the first.
Clemens Doppler starting where he left off in the first. He's getting so much work, so many jumps. A few balls at the end of the first set hit the top of the tape, and a little concern for that energy level. But Clemens Doppler keeps coming back, and that's an ace serve cross court right on the line.
So much spin from Clemens Doppler. Have another look at this one. Krasilnikov watching it, gets the line, just the outside of it. The rainbow shot out of the reach of a diving Alexander Horst.
Liamin has been really accurate with his finesse shots. That one, a poke rainbow shot, even fooling Alexander Horst, thinking maybe the power. And he tries his best to get a hand on it. but the shot is just too perfectly placed.
Doppler again, the recipient. Is that too close? Well, it was. Krasilnikov, full-length dive again. And Austria in front for the first time in the second set. Hands and knees from Krasilnikov.
Tries a little back flipper action, but he misses the ball. Krasilnikov has been everywhere on the court, sacrificing himself. You can tell it's starting to take a toll.
Horst goes to Liamin. Another ace. 2 in this set. Gives them a 2-point lead.
Coming up with big plays right now. Alexander Horst taking matters into his own hands.
Service error.
That's okay. I don't mind that service error. When you're going for it and you're ripping it, it's about risk and reward. You're going to miss some, but it's worth it if you get a few of those aces.
Well, they got the ultimate reward in the first set, didn't they? The set itself. You can see Liamin just out jumping Doppler at the moment by just the 1. Wide from Doppler, and I can't remember him missing one. Is he? That's the first he missed on a spike. He's been so good to this point. Put it this way, he hasn't missed many. If he has, Krasilnikov goes to Doppler, hoping for yet another error. The set was quite some way for the net. Doppler comes up with the right shot at the right time.
Doppler's really had to break out everything that he has in his back pocket to get these relentless serves going his way. He's had to come up with answers all week long. And now he's so close to making it happen.
Good power from Krasilnikov.
There's Krasilnikov splitting the blocker and the defender right down the seam, we call that. Beautifully timed right to the right arm of the blocker. Difficult shot to execute. That's not even gonna, just makes the net, but that almost was served under the net. Liamin, a little lapse of concentration, and I'll tell you what, if these Russians continue to trade blows with the Austrians, it's not going to happen. They need to get a cushion with the pressure of being down a set. You can't just trade blows and end up at the end of this set at 19-all or 20-all because this crowd just too strong.
How often have we seen that? One service error followed by another. Liamin followed by Horst. Now, Krasilnikov. Doppler once more, the receiver. Doesn't miss that one. He's got the radar back in.
Once again, Clemens Doppler controlling his destiny, stepping up to the challenge, receiving every single serve, and continuing to come up with winners.
Oh, you can't legislate for that. A hand of apology from Doppler, but deep down inside, he's jumping for joy that they've now got a 2-point cushion.
4 aces for Clemens Doppler and Alexander Horst, 2 each, and putting all sorts of pressure on the Russians. It seems as if this, and it's got that feel to it, it just might be destiny for this team from Austria, trying to get their first ever FIVB World Tour victory, and possibly doing it here at the World Championships. That ball blocked just out of bounds, and the crowd on the edge of their seats, every single contact.
Yeah, you talk about history. Well, The Austrians love their beach volleyball. This is the 18th event that Austria have hosted. In the previous 17, they've never won a medal. So they've supported the sport for a long time. They've never had something to celebrate. And if Doppler and Horst can win this match, at least they'll be guaranteed a medal.
This place will absolutely explode if Clemens Doppler and Alexander Horst can continue what they've been doing for the last 9 days. It's been 10 days of just incredible action here at Red Bull Arena.
Another service ace. Gives them a 3-point lead as we come to the midpoint of the second set. 10-7 Austria. And I have to say, I'm impressed with the Austrians. They celebrate points, but they're not getting carried away. They look absolutely focused, and the Russians have seen enough. Timeout called.
Austria's found themselves in this situation before. Now it's time to have that killer instinct, and that means goosebumps. So some chills being sent through the crowd by the play on the court from Doppler and Horst. What an incredible event this has been, and the crowd has not been disappointed. Their hometown heroes really making do and stepping up to the challenge here at the biggest event of 2017.
And the rain has stopped as the teams re-emerge from the timeout. 4 more points till we have the technical timeout, but Russia know that they've got to stay in touch here with Austria. Let's not forget, in the first set, Austria led 10-6, got the technical timeout at 11-10, so they managed to go on a run at about this stage in set 1. Can they do it again here? Horst off the back of an ace, serves to Liamin, the set from Krasilnikov, close to the net. But Liamin does well to get a bit of the Doppler block and take the point.
Now, there was a point where Krasilnikov was everywhere on the court, but Austria stepped their game up just a little bit more, and every once in a while when a team tries to make a surge and it's thwarted by the other team, it really takes a lot out of you.
Horst, the recipient, goes down the line. The backhand flick works this time for Krasilnikov, but the ball over at the second touch by Doppler catches the Russians out. They're not set in time. 11-8.
I'm just astonished at the movement of Krasilnikov. He does the back flipper to keep that ball in, and he has the ability to wait so long and still get a hand on it defensively, but every time he does it, Austria is there with an answer.
Doppler straight to Krasilnikov, who has a little look, and Horst tries to use the back of his hand to keep it alive. Not on this occasion.
Nice bump set, and then this is as precise as you can be. Over the block, just out of reach of Horst. And this is where the Austrians have to be thinking, we got a 2-point lead, we need to make it a 4-point lead.
This is the final point before the technical timeout. It's a close set. It's a little dink from Doppler, and they have a 3-point lead at the technical timeout. It's going to plan for Austria to this point, but can they see it through? Can they answer the mental questions that will be asked of them as they get to the close of this match? So while the Austrians and the Russians have a sit down, I think we're going to drop into the virtual Red Bull Arena for some stats and Austria serve placement in the second set.
There's a look at the serve placement, second set. All over, very spread. You see those 4 aces, 2 down the middle of the court, 1 down Liamin's line, the other down Krasilnikov's line. So continuing to keep the Russians guessing every time. It's a great strategy, and it's working for the Austrians.
Well, the crowd getting involved as they have done every day here at the Red Bull Arena. Has been the most fantastic event. It's been so well attended.
This is incredible. You know, I started going to Klagenfurt in 1998, and what Hannes Jagerhofer has created here is just incredible. The people line up just to get a seat. They were rushing in. I almost got run over coming in this morning by fans trying to get position because they want to see their hometown heroes get to another level. This has to be the biggest event that has been staged in beach volleyball history.
Good memories of your silver medal at Klagenfurt in your first appearance?
Yeah, that's the best I had ever done. And it's interesting, that year, Clemens Doppler was in that tournament, if you can believe it, and probably all of 16, 17 years of age, I believe. He finished in about 57th place or something, but look at him now, about to make the finals of a world championship.
Well, there's still a long way to go yet before he can say he's in the finals of the world championships. But they are certainly doing everything they can.
Had to double check that stat. Yeah, Clemens Doppler in 99 in Klagenfurt. He was a qualifier, finished 57. Just a teenager in one of my first international events. And wow, 20 years on tour for Clemens Doppler.
Well, I think the story from that is, Dane, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again.
And persist he has as he gets tested once again, and he is successful once again. Clemens Doppler really rising to the occasion.
14-11, Austria lead. The Russians, remember, unbeaten in this tournament, won all their matches in pool play. They are the #1 team on the world tour this year. Heavy net cord doesn't come off for Horst. It was close. They've already had one in this set. I think a second one would be very harsh on the Russians. He can't believe it. And they've changed it up now. They're going at Horst off the block of Liamin. And Russia close it to 1.
Neither team able to pull away right here. Liamin, you see him get up in the air, pressing back to the court. He is an intimidating force. But the Austrians have really slowed him down.
Again, they go to Horst. And again, Liamin makes the block. They've changed the tactics here, the Russians. And it's 14-all at the side switch.
I don't blame the Russians for making that adjustment. Really smart move. Clemens Doppler just seemed to get better with every single hit. And you only have 2 choices out there, so might as well switch it up.
Well, Doppler had made 19 attacks and Horst only 6, so he'd only done 4 and still they started serving to him. This will be the 3rd serve to him in a row. If they go to him, indeed they do. Now, can Horst make it count? He's up and running now, but it's taken him 3 points.
You better believe the Russians, they're smart. They're going to continue to go that way and test him.
Come on, say the crowd.
Oh, wow. Just crushing the ball cross court. It looked like Doppler got a piece of it, and then it went right at Alexander Horst. But when you hit the ball that hard, you're just going for a winner. That might get stuffed straight down. You just don't care. And Liamin right now taking his game to a new level.
Liamin will float serve it to Horst. And Horst finds the roll shot. Now, the Austrian tactic, well, that has been to go to Liamin. He's had 16 attacks, Krasilnikov just 5. Will Austria change it up, I wonder?
Things seem to be working for Austria. Probably want to continue.
Oh, it's been left.
Wow, right down the middle. We've seen it so many times, that vulnerable spot, miscommunication, and with a 2-point lead in the business end of this set, the pressure is on the Russians.
A 2-point lead, a 30th ace of the tournament for the Austrian pair. So, Alexander Horst floats it to Liamin. Krasilnikov with the set. Can Doppler get a bit of it? Liamin comes up with the finesse shot.
That's what Liamin has impressed so much. He never challenges or does the foolish play into the block. Such a big, tall player. He could enforce his will, but he goes to the open court, makes it easier on himself.
Krasilnikov with the serve, goes to Horst. Good control from Alexander Horst. Can he finish it off? Still kept alive. Little roll shot! Well, they got lucky there. Did it hit the back of Horst?
Yeah, you can't get any luckier. That's why I say it's maybe destiny for this team. We've seen tricklers, and this is a huge stuff block right off the head. Alexander Horst doesn't even know what happened, but all of a sudden he's got a set to deal with, and he goes to one of his favorite shots, that away from body back to his line. Liamin could not have executed that any more perfect. Just a lucky play by Horst, but you'll take it at this point.
Only just now. Doppler attacks, say the crowd. Well, what will Doppler do? He floats it into Krasilnikov. So Krasilnikov being asked to do some work, and he responds, and it's just as well for the Russians. He doesn't need a couple of points to get going in attack.
This becomes pressure time. Alexander Horst, he will get this serve, and the fact that he got stuffed, as we take a look at the real-time body sensors, the kcal expenditure getting up there, 469 for Doppler and 432 Liamin at 505 with 67 jumps.
They do go to Horst. Doppler with the set. Horst cross court. Krasilnikov gets there. They're going to have to try and do it again. Horst has a little lock. Krasilnikov gets there once more. Set by Liamin, but it's still advantage to Austria. Horst is going to have a third bite of the cherry. Down the line he goes. And this time he makes it stick, but he's persisting with that roll shot. And the Russians almost make him pay.
Took 3 opportunities right there. I think the Russians have found something. It's testing Alexander Horst, because you can't shoot your way out of a tournament like this. You got to have that power, and I think there's been a little bit of an intimidation factor with Liamin getting that block. And give it up to Alexander Horst. He knows he can exhale right there after 3 attempts, finally getting the ball down.
That's relief right there. Big point here. 19-17 it was in the first set. Krasilnikov again, the recipient. He goes big, it's wide, and it's 3 match points for Austria. A gold medal match awaits.
There's going to be a challenge here, and I thought there might have been a touch or a net, and since you have the challenges, you want to just go ahead and use them, right? You get 2 per set per team, and this is going to be interesting. Which way this goes will really be a turning point here.
Well, if this is a touch, Doppler's saying no touch. If it is, it's going to be they're going to come down from 3 match points to suddenly being 19-18, and that would be a real test of their mental strength.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a touch here. Yeah, that ball's way over the top. He just missed it completely. There's no rotation even on that ball. So a good try by the Russians attempting the challenge. They had nothing to lose there, but now they're up against it. This is it.
This place will go stratospheric if Austria win this point. They've got 3 opportunities. 1 on the Horst serve into the net as he tries to find a service ace. Now the next 2 come on the Krasilnikov serve. if required, of course.
It's a very interesting position. When you go back to serve in this position, you're thinking, okay, I can't miss the serve, but I need to serve tough. I believe he'll want to go to Alexander Horst and let his partner Liamin do the job at the net.
Well, he goes to Horst, he gets the net court. Horst goes cross court. Krasilnikov is there to make the dig. The set, is it too close? No, it's not. Oh, what a play by Russia.
Krasilnikov, this guy is tough as nails. He's been taking notes. He knows exactly where Horst wants to go offensively. Horst will get this ball on serve receive. I say he brings it and rolls the dice, trying to get it to the sand. Do not shoot this ball.
So Krasilnikov with the serve. Can they save a third match point? Again, it goes to Horst. The set from Doppler. Horst goes down the line. He's found the sand. And Vienna goes wild. Austria are into the gold medal match. And dream time is just round the corner, perhaps. Tears on the face of Doppler. Austria will get a medal for the very first time.